Somewhere deep beneath the earth, hidden in darkness for millions of years, there are stones so rare, so mysterious, that collectors are willing to pay fortunes just to touch them. And in 2026, experts believe some of these forgotten gems could explode in value. But why? What secrets are buried inside these ancient stones? And why are billionaires, museums, and private collectors quietly hunting them right now? Tonight, we enter a world of lost mines, cursed treasures, royal collections, and gemstones rarer than diamonds themselves. Because these are the 10 rarest precious stones that could become priceless in 2026. Number 10. Pienite. For decades, this stone was considered the rarest mineral on Earth. Not the rarest gem. The rarest mineral. Imagine discovering something so uncommon that only a few crystals existed in the entire world. That was pienite. Discovered in Myanmar in the 1950s, this strange reddish-brown stone looked almost ordinary at first glance. But scientists soon realized something shocking. Its chemical structure was unlike anything they had seen before. For years, collectors believed fewer than 10 existed. 10. That made pienite more valuable than diamonds, gold, or emeralds. And today, new discoveries have increased supply slightly, but demand has exploded even faster. Luxury investors are now calling pienite the hidden Bitcoin of gemstones. And as mining in Myanmar becomes more unstable, many believe the remaining supply could vanish forever. Number 9. Red beryl. People call it the red emerald. But here's the terrifying truth. Red beryl is nearly 1,000 times rarer than diamonds. Most people will never see one in real life. These stones are found in only one small region of Utah in the United States. The conditions needed to create them are so impossible. Nature almost never repeats the process. Volcanic heat. Rare minerals. Perfect pressure. Millions of years. Everything had to happen exactly right. And because large quality red beryl stones are almost impossible to mine today, experts believe prices could skyrocket in the next few years, especially after several mines reduced production due to environmental restrictions. Some jewelers already refuse to sell them. They keep them hidden, waiting. Number 8. Black opal. At first, it looks dark and lifeless, but then light touches it, and suddenly, it burns with electric colors. Blue, green, red, purple, like a galaxy trapped inside stone. The finest black opals come from Lightning Ridge in Australia, a place surrounded by dust, heat, and endless silence. Miners there spend years digging underground tunnels, chasing flashes of color hidden in ancient rock. Some never find anything. Others become millionaires overnight. Legends say black opals carry energy from the stars themselves. Ancient cultures feared them. Others worshipped them. But today, collectors see something even more important. Scarcity. The best black opals are becoming harder to find every year. And with luxury demand rising in Asia and the Middle East, prices are already climbing rapidly. Some investors believe the finest stones could double in value by the end of 2026. Number 7. Alexandrite. This gemstone feels almost supernatural because it changes color. In daylight, it glows green or blue-green. But under warm light, it transforms into deep red or purple. Like magic. In the 1800s, Russian miners discovered alexandrite in the Ural Mountains. The stone became connected to royalty almost instantly because its colors matched Imperial Russia's military colors. Tsars became obsessed with it. Nobles fought over it. And then, the mines began running dry. Today, natural alexandrite of high quality is incredibly difficult to find. Some stones sell for more per carat than diamonds. But what makes alexandrite truly special is emotional. Collectors say the stone feels alive, changing with the light, changing with the moment, almost like it has a soul. Number 6. Jadeite. Not jade. Jadeite. And yes, there's a huge difference. For thousands of years, ancient Chinese emperors believed jadeite carried spiritual power. They called it the stone of heaven. It symbolized immortality, wisdom, protection, and in some dynasties, people valued it more than gold. The rarest jadeite has an intense emerald green color known as imperial jade. And finding high-quality imperial jade today is becoming nearly impossible. Why? Because the best mines are located in Myanmar, where political instability and restrictions have disrupted the market. As wealthy buyers compete for fewer stones, auction prices continue breaking records. One necklace sold for millions. Another piece became so valuable, it traveled with armed security guards. Not because it was jewelry, because it was history. Number 5. Benitoite. This gem looks like a piece of the night sky. Deep blue. Bright flashes. Almost unreal. Benitoite was discovered in California in 1907, and to this day, gem-quality stones are found almost nowhere else on Earth. That alone makes it extraordinary. But there's another reason collectors are obsessed with it. Under ultraviolet light, benitoite glows. Like hidden fire trapped inside crystal. Scientists still study its strange optical behavior. And because mining locations are extremely limited, experts believe fine benitoite may become one of the hardest gemstones to obtain in the future. Some investors are already quietly buying them before prices surge. Because once collectors realize how rare they truly are, the market could explode. Number 4. Musgravite. Most people have never heard this name before. And that's exactly why wealthy collectors want it. Musgravite is so rare that for years, only a handful of stones existed in private collections. It was first discovered in the remote Musgrave Ranges of Australia, a brutal landscape filled with heat, isolation, and ancient rock formations older than civilization itself. Finding one is like finding treasure buried by time. But musgravite became legendary for another reason. Confusion. At first, scientists thought it was another mineral entirely. Only later did they realize it was something almost completely unknown. Today, top-quality musgravite can sell for astonishing prices. And because very few people even know about it, many believe it remains massively undervalued. The kind of gemstone that suddenly becomes famous overnight. Number 3. Paraiba tourmaline. This stone doesn't look real. It glows with a neon blue-green light so intense, it almost seems digital, as if electricity lives inside it. When Paraiba tourmaline was discovered in Brazil during the 1980s, miners could not believe what they were seeing. The colors were impossible. Nothing in the gemstone world looked like it. And then came the shocking truth. The mines produced only tiny amounts. Supply disappeared almost immediately. Today, top Paraiba stones sell for insane prices at auctions. Celebrities wear them. Billionaires collect them. Luxury brands fight over them. But experts warn something important. Many original Brazilian mines are nearly exhausted, meaning the rarest Paraiba stones may become almost untouchable in the future. And that fear alone is driving prices higher every year. Number 2. Tafate. This gemstone was discovered by accident. Literally. In 1945, gemologist Richard Taff examined a stone he believed was spinel. But something felt wrong. The light reflected differently. The crystal structure seemed unusual. And after testing it, scientists made an unbelievable discovery. The gem was completely unknown to science. Imagine holding a stone in your hand and realizing no human on Earth had officially identified it before. That was tafate. To this day, it remains one of the rarest gemstones ever discovered. Most people will never even see a photograph of one. And because collectors are becoming obsessed with ultra-rare assets, tafate is quietly entering elite investment circles around the world. The fewer people know about it, the more valuable it may become. And finally, Number 1. Blue garnet. This stone almost sounds impossible. A garnet that changes color. Blue in daylight. Purple-red under warm light. And unlike many gems, blue garnets are unbelievably rare. Some were discovered in Madagascar during the 1990s. Others appeared in tiny amounts in Turkey and the United States. But here's what makes them truly mysterious. Scientists still debate why their color change effect is so powerful. Some believe trace elements inside the crystal create the phenomenon. Others call it one of nature's greatest accidents. But collectors? They call it the future. Because the market for rare color-changing stones is growing rapidly. And blue garnets sit at the very top of that world. Exotic. Mysterious. Almost mythical. And as wealthy buyers continue searching for assets that cannot be reproduced, these stones are becoming symbols of ultimate rarity. The truth is, gemstones are no longer just jewelry. They are history frozen in time. Tiny survivors from worlds older than humanity itself. They survived volcanic eruptions, continents shifting, ancient civilizations rising and falling. And somehow, after millions of years hidden underground, they ended up in human hands. But maybe the strangest part is this. Right now, somewhere deep beneath the earth, another unimaginable gemstone may still be waiting in darkness. Unknown, unseen, priceless. And one day, someone will uncover it. The question is, what secrets are still buried below us? Some stones are so rare that owning one could make you richer than a mansion, a supercar, or even gold itself. And in 2026, experts believe a few forgotten gemstones could explode in value. But here's the strange part. Many of them were once ignored, hidden underground, locked inside ancient tombs, or passed down through families who had no idea what they were holding. Tonight, we are diving deep into 10 mysterious gemstones that could become worth a fortune, and the dark legends behind them. Because some of these stones are more than beautiful. They carry secrets from lost civilizations, curses from kings, and stories buried for thousands of years. Number 10 begins with a gem born from fire. Deep beneath the earth, under impossible heat and pressure, a glowing blue crystal slowly formed over millions of years. Today, the world knows it as tanzanite. What makes this stone so shocking is that it exists in only one place on Earth. One tiny area near Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. That's it. Geologists believe the mines could run dry within decades. And when something beautiful becomes impossible to find, the price can skyrocket. In recent years, collectors have quietly started buying large tanzanite stones and hiding them in private vaults. Some believe 2026 could be the year demand explodes. But tanzanite is just the beginning. Because number 9 was once owned by emperors. Alexandrite. A gemstone so strange, it changes color depending on the light. Green in daylight, red at night. Like magic trapped inside a crystal. When it was first discovered in the Ural Mountains of Russia during the 1800s, people thought it was supernatural. The stone became a symbol of royalty and power. But the original mines are nearly empty now. And true natural alexandrite is becoming terrifyingly rare. Some pieces now sell for more than diamonds. Imagine holding a stone that changes color in your hand, while its value keeps rising every year. Now imagine the next gem. A stone connected to death, to war, and to forgotten kings. Black opal. Unlike normal opals, these stones look like galaxies floating in darkness. Electric red. Neon green. Flashes of blue fire trapped inside black crystal. The rarest ones come from Lightning Ridge in Australia. Miners there speak of dangerous tunnels, cave INS, and mysterious disappearances underground. Some old legends even claimed opals brought bad luck. But today, collectors are paying unbelievable amounts for perfect black opals. And experts say truly high-quality stones are becoming harder to find every single year. Then comes a gem almost nobody talks about. Pienite. For decades, it was considered the rarest gemstone on Earth. At one point, only a handful existed. Imagine that. An entire gemstone species, with fewer examples than famous paintings. It was discovered in Myanmar, hidden among rough mountains and ancient mineral fields. Most people have never even heard the name. But elite collectors know exactly what it is. And when the world notices something rare, prices can move fast. Very fast. But the next stone may be the most mysterious of all. Moldavite. A green crystal believed to have formed when a meteor smashed into Earth nearly 15 million years ago. This isn't just a gemstone. It's literally connected to space. Ancient people thought it carried cosmic power. Some believed it could change destiny. Others feared it. In recent years, Moldavite became wildly popular online, causing prices to surge. And because real Moldavite only comes from a limited region near Czech Republic, supplies are shrinking fast. But our next gemstone once belonged to warriors. Blood red. Deadly beautiful. Ruby. Not ordinary rubies. We are talking about the rare pigeon blood rubies from Myanmar. Stones so rich in color they almost glow from within. Ancient kings believed rubies gave protection in battle. Some warriors even placed them into their armor. They thought the stones made them invincible. Today, Untreated natural Burmese rubies are becoming incredibly rare. Auction houses fight over them. Collectors chase them. And in 2026, experts predict elite gemstones like these could reach record prices. But there's another stone hiding in plain sight. One connected to ancient Egypt itself. Lapis lazuli. Deep blue with golden sparks inside. The stone of pharaohs. Thousands of years ago, this gem traveled across deserts and kingdoms. It decorated tombs, crowns, sacred masks. Even the famous death mask of Tutankhamun contained lapis lazuli. To ancient civilizations, this wasn't just decoration. It was power. And today, high-grade natural lapis with intense color is becoming harder to source, especially pieces with historical origin. Now picture this. A gemstone discovered by accident. A miner breaks open a rock, and inside is something nobody has ever seen before. That's what happened with red beryl, sometimes called the red emerald. And it's so rare that for every thousands of diamonds mined, only one crystal-quality red beryl may appear. Most of it comes from a tiny area in Utah. Collectors are already watching this stone closely, because rarity creates obsession, and obsession creates fortunes. Now we move into darker territory. The next gemstone carries whispers of curses and betrayal. The blue diamond. Especially stones like the legendary Hope Diamond. For centuries, people claimed it brought tragedy to its owners. Kings lost power. Families collapsed. Mysterious deaths followed. Whether the curse is real or not, one thing is certain. Natural blue diamonds are unbelievably rare. And as wealthy collectors compete for the rarest gems on Earth, prices continue climbing higher. Then comes a stone born before humanity itself. Jadeite. In ancient China, emperors treasured it more than gold. In Central America, the Maya civilization believed jade connected humans to the gods. Some jade artifacts are thousands of years old. And the finest imperial jadeite can now sell for millions. But the final stone on this list might be the most unbelievable of all, because it wasn't born on Earth. Meteorite gemstones. Fragments from space itself. Pieces older than our civilization. Older than history. Maybe older than life. Some contain metals and crystal structures found nowhere else. Others may have traveled across the universe for billions of years before crashing onto our planet. And now, wealthy collectors are paying enormous amounts to own these cosmic relics. Think about that for a second. A rock older than Earth. Sitting inside a private collection. Hidden in a vault. Waiting to become even more valuable. And maybe that's what makes gemstones so fascinating. Not just the money. Not just the beauty. But the mystery. Every stone carries a story. A forgotten kingdom. A lost mine. A meteor impact. A buried secret. These gems survived wars, empires, disasters, and time itself. And somewhere out there, another rare stone may still be waiting underground. Hidden in darkness. Waiting for someone to discover it. And when they do, it could change their life forever. Somewhere on Earth, right now, a stone worth more than a mansion is hiding in plain sight. Maybe inside an old jewelry box. Maybe buried beneath forgotten ruins. Or maybe, sitting in a dusty market where nobody knows its true value. Because in 2026, the world of rare gems is exploding. Collectors are paying millions. Museums are fighting over ancient stones. And some of these gems are so rare that owning even a tiny piece could change your life forever. But these are not ordinary diamonds. These stones carry secrets, curses, lost history, and stories buried for thousands of years. So tonight, we are diving deep into 10 ultra-rare gems that could make someone incredibly rich in 2026. And trust me, the final one feels almost unreal. Imagine walking through the mountains of Tanzania in 1967. The air is dry. The land is silent. Then suddenly, a flash of blue-purple light appears between the rocks. That moment changed history forever. The stone was tanzanite, a gem so rare that experts believe its mines could be empty within decades. Unlike diamonds found across the world, tanzanite exists in only one small place on Earth. One place. That's it. Its deep violet blue glow looks almost magical under sunlight. But what makes collectors obsessed is its future. Scarcity creates value. And when something beautiful becomes impossible to find, prices explode. Some investors already call tanzanite the next diamond. But another stone may be even more mysterious. Deep inside ancient Burmese mines lies a gem many people have never heard of. Pienite. For years, it was considered the rarest mineral on Earth. So rare that only a few crystals existed. Imagine discovering a stone scientists thought barely existed. One small crystal can sell for enormous amounts today. Its strange reddish-brown color hides an incredible truth. Most pienite formed millions of years ago under conditions that may never happen again naturally. That means every new discovery feels like uncovering a lost piece of Earth's hidden past. And speaking of hidden pasts, one gem has been feared for centuries. Black opal. Not because it's ugly, but because people believed it carried bad luck. Yet when light hits its surface, colors explode like fire trapped inside stone. Green, red, blue, gold. Entire galaxies seem to move inside it. Ancient cultures thought opals contained supernatural power. Some kings refused to wear them. Others became obsessed. Today, high-quality black opals from Australia can sell for staggering prices. And as mines produce less every year, collectors are becoming desperate to secure the best pieces before they disappear into private vaults forever. But nothing compares to the terror surrounding the next gem. The Hope Diamond. Even hearing its name sends chills through some historians. This deep blue diamond is surrounded by stories of death, tragedy, and curses. Kings lost their thrones. Owners died mysteriously. Families collapsed. Coincidence? Maybe. But the legend became so powerful that many people feared touching it. The stone itself is breathtaking. Its blue glow comes from traces of boron hidden deep inside the crystal. But the real value comes from its history. People are not just buying a diamond. They're buying a legend. And legends are priceless. Now imagine diving into the oceans near ancient shipwrecks. Sunlight barely reaches the bottom. Then you discover glowing red stones hidden among coral and treasure. Red beryl. Sometimes called the red emerald. This gem is so rare that for every hundreds of thousands of diamonds mined, only a tiny amount of red beryl is found. Its intense crimson color almost looks fake, like someone painted fire into crystal. Most of it comes from Utah in the United States. And because supply is unbelievably limited, collectors are watching it closely as 2026 approaches. Some experts believe top-quality red beryl could become one of the most valuable colored stones on Earth. But there's another gem even more difficult to find. Jadeite. For thousands of years, emperors in ancient China treated jadeite like a sacred object. Not jewelry. Not decoration. Sacred. Warriors carried it. Royal families buried it beside the dead. Some believed the stone connected humans to immortality. Today, the finest imperial jadeite can sell for millions. Its smooth green surface may look calm, but behind it lies obsession. Entire auctions have erupted into bidding wars over single necklaces. And here's the crazy part. The highest quality jadeite is becoming harder and harder to find, meaning wealthy collectors are already preparing for future shortages. But one gem shocked the entire world when it appeared. Musgravite. Discovered in remote Australia, this gemstone was almost unknown for decades. Only a handful of people had ever seen one in person. Imagine owning something so rare that even museums struggle to display it. That's musgravite. Its colors shift between grey, green, and violet under different light. And because new discoveries are extremely rare, prices have reached unbelievable levels. Some stones smaller than a fingernail can cost more than luxury cars. But rarity alone doesn't always create value. Sometimes. History does. And few gems carry more mystery than alexandrite. During the day, it appears green. At night, under warm light, it turns red. Like magic. When it was first discovered in Russia in the 1800s, people thought it was impossible. A stone changing colors so dramatically felt supernatural. Some believed it was cursed. Others believed it held hidden powers. Even today, natural alexandrite remains one of the most desired gems in existence, because no photograph truly captures its transformation. You have to see it happen with your own eyes. And once you do, you never forget it. Now picture ancient deserts, collapsed temples, lost civilizations swallowed by sand. For centuries, treasure hunters searched these places hoping to uncover forgotten jewels. And among the most desired of them all, spinel. For hundreds of years, many famous rubies owned by kings were actually spinel. People simply didn't know the difference. That means some royal crowns carried hidden secrets for centuries. Spinel comes in vivid reds, pinks, and purples that rival the finest rubies. But because it remained overlooked for so long, collectors now see it as massively undervalued. Especially rare untreated stones with historical origins. Some investors believe spinel could surge dramatically in value in the next few years. But the final gem on this list feels almost mythical. A stone born from outer space. Moldavite. Around 15 million years ago, a massive meteor crashed into Earth. The impact was catastrophic. Heat exploded across the land. Rock melted instantly. And from that violent collision, Moldavite was created. People say holding it feels strange. Some describe warmth, energy, even visions. Whether those stories are true or not, the demand for Moldavite has become enormous, especially among collectors fascinated by cosmic history. Because this is not just a gemstone. It's a piece of an ancient disaster frozen in time. And there's a terrifying reality behind all these stones. The Earth is running out of them. Many mines are drying up. Ancient sources are disappearing. And wealthy buyers are quietly collecting the rarest pieces before the rest of the world notices. That's why certain gems that once sold for thousands now sell for millions. Not because they changed, but because rarity creates hunger. And hunger creates obsession. Somewhere right now, hidden in an attic, buried underground, or locked inside an old forgotten chest, another ultra-rare gemstone may still be waiting to be discovered. A stone capable of rewriting someone's future overnight. And maybe the craziest part of all, most people would walk right past it without ever knowing what they just lost. Somewhere deep beneath the earth, hidden in forgotten caves, royal tombs, and ancient mountains, there are stones so rare, so mysterious, that collectors are already calling them the next great treasure boom of 2026. And almost nobody is talking about them. Not diamonds. Not gold. These are the gems buried in silence for centuries. Until now. Some were once worn by kings. Others were believed to hold curses. A few are so rare that only a handful of people on Earth have ever touched them. But something strange is happening. Prices are quietly rising. Collectors are hunting them down. And experts believe these forgotten stones could explode in value very soon. So the question is, why? And what secrets are still hiding inside them? The first stone begins in darkness. Not metaphorical darkness. Real darkness. Deep inside the cold mountains of Tanzania, miners once discovered a glowing blue crystal unlike anything the world had ever seen. It shimmered with an electric violet light. Beautiful. Otherworldly. That stone was tanzanite. And here's the terrifying part. There is only one place on Earth where it exists. One place. A tiny strip of land near Mount Kilimanjaro. Experts believe the mines could run dry within years. Maybe sooner. Think about that. An entire gemstone. Disappearing forever. Back in the late 1960s, locals believed the stones carried spiritual energy after lightning fires revealed crystals on the ground. Soon after, luxury jewelers turned tanzanite into a global obsession. But now, wealthy collectors are quietly buying as much as they can. Because when something rare becomes impossible to replace, its value can explode. And tanzanite may only be the beginning. Far away in Australia, another mysterious stone sleeps beneath dry desert soil. At first glance, it looks ordinary. Then the light hits it. Suddenly, fire erupts inside. Red, green, blue, gold. Like a galaxy trapped in stone. This is black opal. Ancient Romans believed opals contained the power of every gemstone combined. But in the Middle Ages, people feared them. Some thought they carried bad luck, or death itself. And yet today, black opal is becoming one of the most desired gems on Earth. Why? Because no two are ever the same. Every stone is unique. Every flash of color impossible to copy. And as Australian mines produce less each year, collectors believe the rarest opals could become untouchable luxury items by 2026. But some stones are valuable for stranger reasons. like the gem born from a fallen star. Millions of years ago, a meteor crashed into the deserts of Southeast Asia with unimaginable force. The explosion melted rock, earth, and debris into dark green glass like crystals. Those mysterious stones became known as moldavite. People call it the stone from space. And for decades, stories followed it everywhere. Some claimed it changed their lives overnight. Others said it brought strange dreams, emotional breakdowns, even spiritual awakenings. Whether true or not, one thing is certain. Moldavite has become wildly popular. But there's a problem. Real moldavite is becoming harder to find. Fake versions flood the market. Genuine stones from old deposits are disappearing fast. And collectors know exactly what happens when rarity meets obsession. Prices rise. Fast. But not every forgotten gem comes from the stars. Some come from ancient empires. In the ruins of old Chinese dynasties, emperors once treasured a deep green stone more than gold itself. Warriors carved it into weapons. Nobles wore it for protection. Families passed it through generations like sacred treasure. That stone was imperial jade. To ancient civilizations, jade was not jewelry. It was power. Some believed it protected the soul after death. Others thought it connected humans to heaven. Even today, the finest imperial jade can sell for millions. And here's what makes it even more fascinating. The most valuable jade on Earth comes from only a few remote mines in Myanmar. Political instability, limited supply, and rising demand from ultra-rich buyers have pushed prices higher year after year. Some experts now call it the green diamond. But then there's a stone so rare, most people have never even heard its name. Deep red. Almost glowing. More rare than diamonds. This is pienite. For decades, scientists believed pienite was the rarest gemstone on Earth. At one point, only 3 crystals were known to exist. 3. Imagine owning something almost nobody else on Earth could ever possess. Discovered in Myanmar in the 1950s, pienite became legendary among collectors. Not because it was the most beautiful stone, but because it was nearly impossible to find. Even today, fine quality pienite remains incredibly rare, and demand continues to grow among elite collectors searching for hidden investments before the public catches on. And then comes the stone surrounded by legends of curses. A jewel linked to tragedy, fear, and death. The infamous black diamond. Unlike traditional diamonds, black diamonds look almost unnatural. Absorbing light instead of reflecting it, they carry a dark, mysterious beauty that feels ancient and dangerous. Some scientists believe certain black diamonds may have formed in outer space billions of years ago. Others connect them to royal disasters and cursed histories. But in recent years, celebrities and luxury collectors have suddenly become obsessed with them. And once fashion meets rarity, markets can change overnight. Still, one gemstone may be even more mysterious. A glowing blue stone hidden inside the mountains of Sri Lanka. A stone once believed to guide travelers safely through darkness. This is moonstone. When light moves across its surface, it almost seems alive. Ancient cultures believed moonstones held moonlight trapped inside crystal. Romans linked them to lunar gods. In Asia, lovers exchanged them as symbols of destiny and protection. But today, the finest moonstones are becoming harder to mine. High-quality blue sheen stones are increasingly rare, and collectors have noticed. Especially younger buyers searching for mystical, story-driven gems instead of traditional jewelry. And that trend may become massive in 2026. But there is one stone whose beauty feels almost impossible. A crystal that changes color depending on the light. Green in daylight. Red under lamps. Like magic. This is alexandrite. When it was discovered in Russia during the 1800s, people thought it was a miracle. Even Russian royalty became obsessed with it. Why? Because humans had never seen anything like it before. Even today, fine alexandrite is so rare that many jewelers will go their entire careers without seeing a truly exceptional piece. And rarity creates hunger, especially among investors hunting for assets beyond stocks, beyond crypto, beyond gold. Because while markets crash and trends fade, ancient rarity survives. Then there's the ocean stone, born not in mountains, but inside living creatures. The mysterious pearl. For thousands of years, divers risked their lives searching dangerous waters for natural pearls. Some never returned. Kings wore them. Queens fought over them. Empires traded fortunes for them. But natural pearls are now incredibly rare. Most pearls today are cultured, carefully grown by humans. True wild natural pearls? They are disappearing pieces of history. And collectors know it. Finally, we arrive at a stone surrounded by fire, blood, and ancient war. A gem once carried by warriors into battle. Deep crimson, almost glowing like embers. This is spinel. For centuries, people confused spinel with rubies. In fact, some of the world's most famous rubies in royal crowns were actually spinel all along. Imagine that. Entire kingdoms built around a mistake. But now the truth is out. And collectors are racing to secure rare spinels before prices climb even higher. Especially untreated stones with rich red color from ancient mines. So why are all these forgotten gems suddenly rising now? Because the world is changing. People are losing trust in things that feel temporary. Digital numbers. Virtual trends. Fast-moving hype. But ancient stones? They are real. They survived empires, wars, civilizations. And somewhere deep inside human nature, we still crave objects that feel eternal. That's why collectors are searching for rarity again. Not just beauty. Stories. Mystery. History trapped inside crystal. And maybe that's what makes these stones truly valuable. Not the money. Not the luxury. But the feeling that you are holding a piece of lost time itself. A fragment of earth older than human memory. Something silent, yet alive with history. So when 2026 arrives, and the world suddenly begins talking about these hidden treasures, remember this moment. Because you heard the story first. Some stones are so rare, governments hide them. Some are worth more than entire cities. And one of them may not even belong to Earth. For thousands of years, humans have crossed deserts, started wars, and destroyed kingdoms for beautiful stones buried deep beneath the ground. But the gems on this list are different. These are not ordinary diamonds or rubies. These are the strangest, rarest, and most mysterious stones on the planet. Some glow in the dark. Some change color before your eyes. And some carry legends so dark, people believe they are cursed. By 2026, these hidden treasures are expected to become even more valuable, more powerful, and nearly impossible to find. And the deeper we go into this list, the stranger the story becomes. Imagine standing inside an ancient cave in Sri Lanka. The air is hot. The walls drip with water. Miners dig in silence, searching for something almost impossible to find. Then suddenly, a flash of blue light appears in the darkness. Not a diamond. A blue garnet. One of the rarest gemstones ever discovered. What makes it so special is almost unbelievable. Under sunlight, it appears blue-green. But under warm indoor light, it transforms into purple-red. Like magic. Like the stone itself is alive. For centuries, nobody even knew this gem existed. And today, a single high-quality blue garnet can sell for millions. Scientists still struggle to explain why it changes color so dramatically. Some collectors call it the gemstone that breaks reality. But that is only the beginning. Deep in the mountains of Tanzania lies another treasure that may disappear forever within our lifetime. Tanzanite. A stone found in only one tiny place on Earth. One location. One stretch of land near Mount Kilimanjaro. That's it. Experts believe the mines could be empty within the next few decades. Imagine that. A gem so rare, future generations may never see it naturally again. Its deep violet blue glow looks almost unreal. Ancient tribes once believed the stone carried spiritual energy from the sky itself. Even today, many people wear tanzanite for protection and transformation. And in 2026, demand is exploding. Why? Because the rarer something becomes, the more humans want it. Black opal. Inside the darkness, flashes of red, green, blue, and gold burned like trapped fire. Every movement created new colors. No two stones were ever the same. The ancient Romans believed opals contained the souls of all gemstones combined. But during the Middle Ages, people feared them. They believed opals brought death, bad luck, and disaster. And strangely, many owners of famous black opals suffered mysterious tragedies. Coincidence? Maybe. But collectors still chase them obsessively. especially the rare harlequin pattern opals, where colors form perfect geometric shapes. Some are now worth more than diamonds. And then there's a gem connected to one of the biggest mysteries in human history. Moldavite, a green glass-like stone formed nearly 15 million years ago, when a massive meteorite slammed into Earth with unimaginable force. Think about that. This gem was born from cosmic destruction. The impact was so violent that Earth itself melted and exploded into the sky. As the molten material cooled, it became moldavite. People who hold it often describe strange feelings, intense dreams, emotional changes, even fear. Some believe moldavite carries energy from outer space. Others think it unlocks hidden parts of the mind. Whether that's true or not, one thing is certain. Its value has skyrocketed in recent years. And as authentic pieces become harder to find, fake versions are flooding the market. But if you think cosmic stones are strange, wait until you hear about the gem that actually moves. Alexandrite. Discovered in Russia during the time of the Tsars, this gemstone shocked the world because of its impossible color change. Green in daylight, red under candlelight. But that's not what made people afraid of it. Legend says Alexandrite brings good luck during the day and bad luck at night. Some Russian families refused to wear it after sunset. Others believed it could predict danger before it happened. Even today, high-quality Alexandrite is rarer than diamonds. Much rarer. And in auctions, tiny stones can sell for shocking prices. But hidden beneath Myanmar's forests lies something even more mysterious. Jadeite. Not regular jade. Jadeite. For ancient Chinese emperors, this stone was more valuable than gold. Kings were buried wearing it. Warriors carried it into battle. Entire dynasties became obsessed with its beauty. The rarest form is called imperial jade. Bright green. Smooth like water. Almost glowing from within. One necklace made from imperial jade sold for tens of millions of dollars. More than many mansions. But the true mystery is why humans have loved jade for over 7,000 years. Long before modern civilization. Long before luxury brands. Something about it feels timeless. Ancient. Almost sacred. And speaking of ancient power, in Ethiopia, a hidden volcanic region gave birth to one of the most hypnotic stones ever seen. The Wello opal. Unlike black opals, these stones can appear transparent. But inside them, entire galaxies of color explode when light touches the surface. Red flames. Electric greens. Deep cosmic blues. Some stones look like tiny universes trapped in crystal. But there's a strange twist. Wello opals absorb water. And when they do, they can temporarily change appearance completely. Collectors were terrified when they first discovered this. Some thought the gems were cursed or unstable. But over time, their strange behavior only made them more desirable. Humans are fascinated by things they cannot fully understand. And perhaps no gemstone proves that more than pienite. For decades, pienite was considered the rarest mineral on Earth. Only a few crystals had ever been found. Scientists thought it might be impossible to discover more. Imagine owning something almost nobody else on the planet has ever seen. A stone so rare, it sounded mythical. Its reddish-brown color may not seem extraordinary at first glance, but rarity changes everything. When people learned how few existed, collectors became desperate to own even tiny fragments. Today, more deposits have been found in Myanmar, but true high-quality pienite remains incredibly rare. And by 2026, experts believe elite collectors will push prices even higher as competition grows worldwide. But now we arrive at something truly unbelievable. A gemstone older than human civilization itself. Red beryl. Sometimes called the red emerald. This gem is found mostly in one place in Utah, hidden within ancient volcanic rock. For every 150,000 diamonds discovered, only one red beryl crystal may appear. Think about those odds. Its deep crimson glow looks almost supernatural. Yet few people on Earth will ever see a natural one in person. And because mining is so difficult, experts fear many deposits could disappear forever. Which brings us to the final stone. The strangest of them all. The stone some people call the gem from the stars. Musgravite. Discovered in Australia and later found in tiny amounts elsewhere, musgravite is so rare that for years only a handful of specimens existed worldwide. Collectors whispered about it like a legend. Some jeweler spent entire careers without ever touching one. Its colors shift between gray, green, and violet. Quiet, mysterious, almost ghost-like. But its price can reach unbelievable levels because of one simple truth. Scarcity creates obsession. And in the modern world, where humans have explored almost every corner of Earth, finding something truly rare has become nearly impossible. That's why these stones matter. They are more than luxury. More than money. They are pieces of lost history. Fragments of violent cosmic events. Hidden memories from ancient Earth. Some were formed by meteor impacts. Some by volcanic fire. Some deep beneath mountains over millions of years. And somehow, humans always find them. Maybe that says something about us. Maybe deep down, we are still explorers searching for mystery in a world that feels increasingly known. Because when you hold an ancient gemstone in your hand, you are touching something older than kingdoms, older than language, older than human memory itself. A silent survivor from another age. And perhaps the most incredible part is this. Right now, somewhere beneath the earth, another impossible stone is waiting to be discovered.